Hello, I am NESTOR Sayson Jr., second year student at Polytechnic State University of Bicol. So we create a Python program that will implement a queue abstract data structure using array. So this is the code or program that we create. First, we initialize Q1 list or array, and Q2 and Q3. So we create a function enqueue that will add an element to the list. Add total 1, total 2, and total 3 to the parameter to use when it is called. It is called. Then the user will be asked to enter a number or workload. If the total value of Q1 is less than or equal to total value of Q2 and Q3, then the workload of Q1 will append or add. Then, if the total value of Q2 is less than or equal to total value of Q1 and Q3, then the workload of Q2 will append or add. Again, if the total 3 is less than or equal to total 1 and total 2, then the workload of Q3 will append. Next, we create a function, a dequeue function that will delete or remove an element to the list. Then we add a Q1, Q2, Q3 to the parameter to use when it is called. Then we create a condition. We called it condition 1. That if the 3 queues are empty, then it will print queues are empty, and else if queues are empty or 2 queues are empty, then it will pop or delete the first element to the Q1. So this is the output of 3 queues are empty. Then we pop the first element, index 0, to the of the Q1 if Q2 and Q3 are empty. This is the condition 2.1. If the Q3 is empty, the program will continue to the condition 2.1. If the first element of Q1 is less than or equal to first element of Q2 and Q1 is not empty, then it will pop the first element of Q1. Else, if the condition is not true, then it will remove the first element of Q2. Then we proceed to the condition 2.2. If the Q2 is empty, the program will continue to the 2.2. If the first element of Q1 is less than or equal to first element of Q3, or the first element of Q3, and Q1 is not empty, then it will pop or delete the first element of Q1. Else, if the condition is not true, then it will remove the first element of Q3. And in condition 2.3, if the Q1 is empty, the program will continue in this condition, if the first element of Q2 is less than or equal to the first element of Q3 and Q2 is not empty, then it will pop the first element of Q2. Else, if the condition is not true, then it will remove the first element of Q3. And in this condition, if condition 1 and all of condition 2 is not true, then the program will continue to the condition 3. The purpose of this condition is to check which of the three queues are the least first element. If the first element of Q1 is less than or equal to Q2 and Q1 is less than or equal to Q3, then it will remove the first element of Q1. Else, if the Q2 is less than or equal to Q1 and Q3, then it will remove the first element of Q2. Else, if the Q3 is less than or equal to first element of Q1 and Q2, then it will remove the first element of Q3. So we create a function that will display the elements or workloads of the three queues. Then we create this format to remove the brackets of an array or list. Then it will display the elements or workloads of the three queues. Then the program will start here. Create a loop. The program will continue until the user chooses 0 for exit. Then it will calculate this function is to calculate the sum or total value of Q1, Q2, and Q3. We will use this to NKey function. Then call the display function to print or output the list of the queues. Then print the menu 0 for exit, 1 for NQ, and 2 for DQ. Then ask the user if what is his or her choice. Then initialize it to variable choice. Then if the user input 0, then it will print thank you with exclamation point. Then it will break or exit the program. Else, if the user input 1, then it will call the NKey function to add an element to the queues. Then if the user input 2, then it will call the DQ function to delete the least first element in the three queues. We create first a condition that if the Q1 is empty, then initialize Q1 as 0. Else, if the condition is not true, then initialize Q1 to the index 0 or the first element of the list or array of Q1. Then same in this to for Q2 and for Q3. Now we call the Q function to remove or delete the least first element of queues. Last, if the input value is invalid, then it will print invalid input, but it will continue the program.
Hello, my name is JOHNLERY MIRANDILLA and I am here to run and show some sample output of the program that we created. So let's start. Upon running the program, the program will display the three queues that will accept workloads that are in integer values. So if we want to enqueue, we will input the integer 1 for enqueue workload. Then the program will ask a integer value that we want to insert in the queue. For example, 3, then 3 will be inserted at the queue 1. Then we will enqueue again, 5 for example, then 5 will be in queue at the queue 2. Then we want to enqueue again, and in queue integer value 2, then 2 will be inserted at the queue 3. Then we will enqueue again, 1, then we can see that 1 is inserted at the Q3, where the Q3 is the least total workloads in the queue. Then we will queue again, 4, then 4 is inserted at the Q1, and we will queue again, 2, then 2 is inserted at the Q3 because it has the least total value of workloads. Then we will try to dequeue. Then we can see that 2 integer value 2 from the Q3 is deleted or removed because it is the least first elements in the 3 queues. Then we will dequeue again. Then 1 is removed. Then dequeue again. 2 is also removed because it is the least. We can see that the Q3 is already empty. If we want to continue, we can also dequeue again. Then 3 is removed. Then if we want to exit the program, we will input 0. Then the program will display thank you and will stop or end. Thank you.